Howdy, this is Carnivore Diet Revival. So it's been a minute. I have been off the carnivore diet since essentially March of this year. That is March, April, May, and most of June, a half of June, for 3.5 months. Not good. I'm telling you, what I've been eating, I still had a meat-centric diet, but there was always a carbohydrate component. There was for me at least. Now, I don't know how dieting works for you, but for me, everything has to do with the amount of energy I'm able and willing to put into it. If I don't have energy, I'm making a shortcut. And this is not usually physical energy, this is mental energy. So it's quite different from just feeling exhausted. And I simply went down that road. I did not have that mental energy, and I started eating. What did I start eating? I started eating anything I didn't actually have to cook, which means I haven't actually cooked since February in 3.5 months. And obviously that can't be good, right? Yesterday I had Burger King. I had a double Whopper with cheese, no pickle. Actually, I asked them to make it a triple Whopper with cheese. They should have added a third slice of cheese though. Ended up being a little dry. I've gained weight. My ankles are swollen again. Walking is harder. Now I'm starting to have back pain when sleeping. So I can only sleep for a shorter period of time before I need to relieve my back pain. Not happy. I'm not happy not being on the carnivore diet. And that is kind of weird. So, as you notice, we have a little setup over here. Because we're trying something new. To get back into this whole carnivore diet thingy, we have, so in order to get back into it, I've brought a few goodies. Now, in order to get back into the carnivore thingy, we're trying something different. In the past, you have seen me with a little camping stove, but this is a electric skillet, 5 quart, big for what we need, but I wanted one that has a high lid. This is a power thingy that goes right in here, and there's a control on there. And then, because we're at the park, we're having a power bank over here. Turn that off real quick. It's charged at 100%. There's a little extension cord over here. This is a high amperage extension cord. It's good for essentially 1800 watts. And we plug that into any of our magic outlets back here. Oh yeah. extra salt and some peppers. God, steak is good. I was aiming for like a medium rare. Doesn't always work out that way. Especially with thin sliced steaks, which is what they do in these supermarkets now because they want to keep the price low, so they put less in it, so they cut them thinner. So it's harder to cook them properly because you want to get a good char on the outside and have them warm on the inside. But often that means that you almost overcook them. These steaks are like $10 a pound. They call them New York strip steaks. They used to be $8 a pound just a year ago. At that particular supermarket, everything seems to have gone up. So it's still important to shop around, right? Don't just buy something because you want it. Buy it when it's on sale. We've got to be smart about our expenditures here. When nobody buys the steak because it's too expensive, eventually the price is gonna come down. But boy, is this delicious. What is it that I actually love about the carnivore diet? Well, it's definitely cheaper than going out, right? Even getting Chinese food costs a ton of money these days. The Chinese restaurant is no longer an affordable option. But carnivore can definitely be an affordable option if you cook by yourself. Now, these steaks, this whole 4 pieces, cost me $24 at $10 a pound. So I have just over 2 pounds, maybe 2.5 pounds, and it's just about right for a nice meal for one person, if that's the only thing you eat. So steak is not necessarily it. That's not necessarily the affordable option. What is more affordable? Chicken breast, boneless, at $3 a pound, $3.50 maybe now. Chicken thighs, $2 a pound. Chicken drumsticks, $1.80 a pound. Whole leg quarters, you know, the drum chicken thigh is still together, $1.20 a pound. Pork chops. I've seen advertised the other day for $1.99. Otherwise $2.99 to $3.99. Pork shoulder for $2 a pound. Those are all technically affordable options. Fish, depending on what you're getting, of course, I've seen it between $6 and $15. With salmon between the $10 to $15 range, and like catfish, swai, basa, that's all kind of catfish types. They're closer to $6. The best deal you usually get when you buy fresh frozen. My supermarket has many for about $8, $9 fresh frozen per pound. Eggs are still affordable, kind of. I mean, they're $5 a dozen or something. $5 for an 18 pack, that's what I paid. Cheese is expensive. For what you're getting, it's a good snack, it's a good protein, but cheese on a per pound basis is expensive. If at all, I would make it a smaller component of the overall carnivore diet. Interesting. I guess my power bank gave up on me. Maybe it got too warm. Not sure why, but it was just enough time. To cook 2 sets of steaks. Maybe I just have to turn it off and turn it back on. Oh well, it turns out the power bank for some reason has just given up on me. At least the AC outlet can't continue cooking. Magic, always magic. It's weird kind of because, well, 2 things. It quickly drew it down to 54% the capacity, which it shouldn't. There should be plenty more in there. Second, the skillet only draws 1200 watts. So on the display I saw 1210 to 1215, and the power bank is rated at 2000 watts. It does feel warm to the touch. Which it also shouldn't. Now, this is the early generation of these power banks from this company, and I guess it's to be expected that they were not as good as they might be now. As a matter of fact, now they're getting raving reviews, and you know, the one that I have over here, it's not even being offered anymore. For good reason, I guess. Well, I'm glad I was able to cook my steaks. I have a couple eggs over here. I'm not going to be able to cook those. That's a bummer. And here I wanted to give a good impression on how a solar generator can, you know, be awesome at a picnic, because you don't have to bring flammables, which sometimes in some locations are not allowed. So And you know, especially when it's windy or something, you know, it's traditional grill, what do you call them? The little ones, the portable ones, you know, the camping grills, the little ones. If it's windy, you know, and you've got your little propane flame underneath there, you know, or butane, they're not gonna, you know, you're gonna be wasting the majority of the flame to wind loss, and of course that's never exciting. Hey guys, Philip from the future here. So with my power bank no longer being really reliably able to cook steaks, I can still cook smaller things. You know, my egg cooker still works, the rice cooker probably works. I would hope the tabletop grill might still work as well. You know, as long as the wattage of the device is low enough. But with that kind of like no longer being the reliable full service unit, I'm definitely looking into a replacement unit. So one thing that I've just noticed on sale is the EcoFlow Delta Pro. It's a massive unit. It's really almost 4 times the size of the Delta that I've been using here. But they're bringing a new model out, and the old model is gonna be on discount. I think I saw it for $2,500. Of course, that's a good chunk of change. So if anyone feels like sponsoring me a new solar generator, in particular the EcoFlow Delta Pro, the outgoing model on sale, feel free to buy one. Send me a message on Facebook. Link for Facebook is in the description, and I'll give you the address, and you can send me a unit. I mean, you know, if you're feeling generous, I mean, why not? Some people do feel generous. Anyway, back to the video. But yeah, otherwise, we've done it. I ate 2 pounds of steak. This is a Carnivore Diet Revival. Am I gonna be on it again? Am I gonna be, you know, doing the thing? I'd hope so. I definitely hope so. 95% of life is psychology, right? If your head is not in the right place, for whatever reason, it doesn't have to be a difficult, complicated, or whatever kind of weird reason, right? The chances are you're not going to be doing what you need to be doing, and that is always not that great as a result. You know, so over the last 3.5 months, my head wasn't in the right place. Am I in the right place again now? I don't know yet. Does it feel nice coming out here to the park and cooking a meal? Yes. Will I bring my butane stove next time? Yes. I don't want to have this thing fail halfway through the cooking process. I need to get a new one. You possibly wonder how much I weigh now. How much did I gain? I did not weigh myself yet today. I think I might go on the scale tomorrow. And I know what you're thinking. Just do it now. Let's get it over with. I know, but I'm already losing the energy that I have. Technically, I shouldn't be eating during the day. The best time for me to eat is 4 hours before bed. That requires 2 things: that I'm not working 4 hours before bed, and that I even have 4 hours before bed. The way it is right now, finish work at 4 in the morning, I guess. I get home at 4:30, sometimes a little later. You know, in bed by 5 to 6. Sometimes when I get distracted and just play on my phone, 7, way too late, without doing anything, of course. But you know, usually I'm tired when I come home from work. That's one reason why I kind of eat beforehand, right? I mean, eating makes me tired too. This is weird, right? It's like eating actually makes me tired and lethargic. even if it's just one meal a day, even if it's just a light meal. And I know now that I ate, in an hour or two, I'm gonna get a craving for carbohydrates. I'm gonna be thinking about ice cream again. Oh yeah, I had plenty of ice cream in the meantime. Unfortunately, ice cream gives me diarrhea and what do you call that? Not bloating. It's like a bubble down here in the lower left side, and this becomes very painful. It's an air bubble. So usually I need a couple of days to get rid of that. It can be very painful though. I mean, it can be to the point where you can hardly move. Yeah, that's what I get from ice cream. So yeah. So I guess I'm gonna be going back to pork chops. Definitely more affordable than this steak. Oh, I wanted to come in with a bang, right? Much of a bang right now. Yeah, so I wanted to go for the steak. And they look good. They look good. I mean, they look good. They're fine. Of course, I overcooked them because you can't cook a thin steak properly. But they were fine. Too expensive. At $7.99 a pound, I was more willing to buy them. At $8.99, much less already, and now at $9.99. Nah, I'm not gonna buy pork. I'm not gonna buy the steaks. Not for $10 a pound. I need 2 pounds of meat a day, $20–25 every day. Nah. Not if I can eat pork chops and spend $7. Now the other thing that has gotten expensive is this stuff here. Butter. Super expensive. Oh, I don't know what's going into their heads. I'm thinking of, and this is not technically carnivore approved, but I'm thinking of going back to extra virgin olive oil because you're gonna get more for the money, which is sad too. Now obviously I use quite a bit of butter, but if it's, you know, this pack is 2 sticks of butter, it's half a pound, right? It's almost $6. It's $3 a stick. That's already, if I use 1 stick for cooking in a day, that's $3 for the butter. That's already 1 pound of pork chops. That means the butter takes up 1/3 of my food cost. Now some people will say use less butter. Yeah, I can use less butter, I know. But it's crazy. It's crazy. Of course, the more expensive your steak, the less you'll notice the cost of the butter. What else? What else do you want to know? So next video I might go on a scale just to get that started. I'm gonna be cooking with butane again. I've got to go back to the Chinese store to buy butane bottles. Let's hope they didn't go up. Used to be $7.99 for 4 of them. Yeah, I really haven't done anything over the last 3.5 months. I didn't even go to the store all the time. Like you know, you remember I used to get my rotisserie chicken and ground beef and stuff. I didn't even do that every day. Sometimes I would just stop at 7-Eleven. I would get my dinner from 7-Eleven. Think about that. Just because of my low energy levels, right? My mental state. I wasn't even able to go into the store. I couldn't even get McDonald's. That's how bad it was. I couldn't even get McDonald's. So I stopped by 7-Eleven to buy a bunch of ice cold beverages. And then they had these buffalo chicken rollers. It's kind of like some kind of mystery ground chicken meat with the breading and some buffalo flavor on the outside, but also things like blue cheese also in there. I would get a couple of those. And then they had, what else did they have? And then they have the boneless chicken nuggets. Again, you know, some kind of mystery chicken meat breading, and then they have two different sauces on it, either honey hot or I guess Korean barbecue hot. Of course, both sweet, right? Plus the breading. You know, I mean, but they were technically both good meat values compared to anything else that I could get there. But yeah, that's what I would get for food. Pathetic. It is really pathetic. Then I started going to the supermarket after work because I was hungry. And sometimes they had like pre-cooked chicken legs. But then also would get sandwiches, like a whole foot-long Italian sandwich. You get an extra pack of meat, like ham. Some mayo packets and some mustard. Eat a whole foot-long sandwich, totally stuffed, and then go to bed. It's, you know, when you have low physical or mental energy, then, you know, providing basics can become very, very difficult. You know, there's a couple of conditions that can be attached to that. ADHD is one of them. Depression, more specifically, debilitating depression, is definitely another one. It literally turns you into a vegetable where you can't even get out of bed for basic body functions. Which, yeah, not there yet. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna tell you everything. Anyway, hopefully I'm back. If you want to continue to be part of this journey, you know, keep on clicking on my new videos, watch the old videos, you know, I guess helps to grow the channel. Maybe I have 300 subscribers. Thank you very much, all 300 of you, actually 315. Thank you very much. I did not know any one of you before I started this channel. I still don't know any one of you, but you know me because it's unfiltered mostly what I do. I might be going on a road trip in a couple of weeks. Need to get some stuff done. If I do, I'll take you along. That would be interesting. But knowing already that my power bank is not playing along, I don't think I'm gonna be doing the road trip electric cooking series, because it's not gonna work out the way I anticipated. Should be 4 o'clock already. Gonna brush my teeth, and then I really should be, well, I gotta switch vehicles, so I really should be, what you call it, get on the road for work. Work has become more challenging too. Interesting, challenging, kind of weird, challenging. I was doing some math on a few things, and that math kind of shocked me. That math kind of shocked me. You know, sometimes you need to compare things to get an idea of what the truth is, perceived or real. It's windy, so I'll probably go into that in a future video, but I probably have to rethink my work situation. I'm not sure how that's gonna play out. We'll see. But I'll continue making videos, so don't be afraid. I will be here. I'm not going anywhere. I've got more projects planned for the future. But everything that I have planned is dependent on this, my mental state. So I'm not going to tell you anything I want to do or plan because I can't guarantee anything. Which is interesting too. I've done this in the past, like many years ago already. I would never commit to anything really because I could not be sure that I can keep my own commitment. I was not able to guarantee that I can keep my promises. So I wasn't making promises anymore. And that's kind of, it's not a good thing. I guess that was the early stages. Maybe I'm having Alzheimer's. Do you think I'm having Alzheimer's? What's it called? Oppenheimer. I don't know. Alzheimer, Oppenheimer. Some kind of Heimer. Maybe I'm losing my marbles. Tell me, how does it feel when you lose your marbles? Are you one of them? Are you on medication to keep your shit together? Tell me. Like to know. Anyway, I gotta clean up this mess over here. Get everything back in the van. Made a mess in there too because I haven't moved the power bank in a long time, and you know, you accumulate things, and you know what you do is accumulate things when your head is not in the game. You just put it on top and on top and on top until it falls, and then you put it somewhere else where it doesn't fall for a while, but you keep putting things on top and on top and on top until that falls too. You gotta laugh. Either laugh or cry, right? Anyway, positive note, positive finish. I had steak today. I was at the park. That's a positive for the day. I don't think it's gonna get any better than that. So take the small victories while you can, right? Yeah, that's it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.